The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. Consistency is key. This is something that I have been reminding myself as I have been working on my creative projects. Something doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't just take shape immediately. The creative process needs consistency. Many writers will say, write at least 1,000 words a day, at least for an hour. We have to keep showing up for ourselves. I keep myself in this creative incubator. I limit my time out. I prioritize my schedule. I know I feel best when I meditate every day. I journal. I eat healthy. I exercise. I work on my projects. I can't eat a lot of sugary foods. I can't stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't drink endless cocktails. The next day is completely ruined if I do those things. Consistency is key. Showing up for myself is key. I went out recently and I saw some people and they're like, where have you been? Like, I haven't seen you in 6 months. And it's one of those moments when I stop and pause. Do I even say anything? And my answer to myself is usually no, because my goals are not the same as their goals. Socializing is not on my priority list right now. Focusing on my creativity, developing my foundational abilities. Someone asked me, what have you done for fun? And again, that's one of those questions where I pause because my fun and what I consider fun is very different than your fun and what you consider fun. As I have been working on this podcast and trying to figure out what I wanted to say and what I wanted to talk about, I have this phrase that's framed and it's sitting right in front of me. And it says, find joy in the ordinary. And I smiled because that is what I feel like is one of the keys to me being comfortable in a life where I don't feel like I am out seeking adventure. I am truly at peace in my home. I am truly at peace taking a walk in the woods and noticing some of the smallest little creatures, a flower popping up out of the ground. It is so important for me to stay on my schedule. And I've never trained for a marathon. And I've never trained for some big physical event like climbing a mountain or anything like that. I did have the dream once of running in a marathon, and the training schedule is pretty intense where you start out slow, but then you're building over time. And there's so many miles a day that you have to run to be able to run the whole marathon. There is a set schedule that has been created. And people will follow it so that they can run the marathon. There aren't any cheat days in those schedules. There aren't any, well, I'll just stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning, and then maybe I'll skip a running day, and maybe I'll eat a bunch of sugary foods. I mean, the key to success is consistency, finding joy in the ordinary. There's been times in my life where I have felt a lot of criticism for me having so much alone time. And it's like, whatever, people can judge me. That's fine. I don't need to seek out things that charge my energy. I don't need to participate in risky behaviors. I don't need to put myself into social situations. It's interesting when I get around certain people who I know, and I forget that being alone is hard for a lot of people. And it's like their worst nightmare. And here I am, like, being alone is the dream for me. Continually being in a social event is my nightmare. My design is one where I need time to process. I need consistency. I need to show up for myself. I know what my training schedule is. I know what my training schedule needs to be. I have to show up for myself, even though it makes everyone else uncomfortable, even though they don't understand. I mean, I did go out. I did see people. And then I was reminded why I haven't been going out. It's not going to move me closer to my goal. And it's not to say that I'm not having fun. My fun is very different than other people's fun, and that is fine. Not every cycle of life is about having fun. And maybe that's how I just need to respond to these type of questions. I'm training for something. I mean, that's a reality, though. We're all training for something. We're all working towards a goal. I have my goal in sight. Do each of you have your goal in sight? Do you know why you're getting up every day and doing the things that you do? And are those things working you towards your goal, the one thing that you want? It's also been important for me to practice forgiveness for those times when things don't work out like I had hoped. When I sit down at the keyboard and the thoughts don't flow, the feelings feel stuck. It's important for me to accept that and show up again the next day and trust that over time there's going to be more days where it gets easier. And little by little, each day is adding. It's getting me closer to my goal. It's getting me closer to what I want. And I just keep reminding myself that consistency is key. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.